First thing, the most important thing is really understanding who you are and accepting that. I think it sounds cliche, just like accept yourself, but at the end of the day, like for me, even in my relationship per se, I'm the more of the like emotional one, which is when you were to, if you were to look at traditionally, like that is not how it should be, you know?
You mean with you and your girlfriend?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Like I would be more the emotional one. And that, and like, it took me a little while to understand, like, okay, that's not traditionally what a guy should be, you know, that a guy should be more of the emotional one, but that's me. I would say a big thing that I want people to understand too is like we're in this movement these days of like this self-esteem, I just want to be happy kind of culture. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen because I think that's a little dramatic, but I think it's important for people to understand that we as humans and in our life are like we're supposed to experience the whole spectrum of life and emotions. Like it's important to understand and experience disappointment. It's important and understand to experience anger and frustration and sadness. Like that, those kind of things allow you to have a whole life. Because times where I feel like when we're only looking for a happy life or do what makes us happy, I really feel like we're only living, you know, a half life. And when I say that, I'm saying like, if you were to fill, you know, if you were to say your life is a glass and you were to pour water in it, when we're only living for what makes us happy, I really feel that we're only pouring about 50% of what that glass is capable of holding. But when you experience all those other things, when you try new things and you're disappointed, when you work really, really hard and don't get what you want, you know, experiencing loss, whether it's in sport, whether it's a loved one, whether it's, you know, all these things, like, I'm not saying that you should want for any of that to happen, but those things are going to happen and they're going to make you better for it. So the more we can understand that we can experience this full spectrum of uh, emotions, experiences, situations, um, I feel like the higher we can reach, like the potential that we can tap into is way further. So not saying that you should want to fail or should want to lose, but those things really will take you from, instead of getting to a level 6, you could get to a level 9 just by um, you know, just by experiencing those losses and those failures.
In sports, especially in baseball, that it's so statistic and metrics driven. It's so easy for at least fans to say, well, this is a win or a loss. For example, he hit or he didn't. Here's his batting average. I mean, is failure and is success more easy to discern in something like baseball?
Well, I mean, when you say the best, the best of the best fail 7 out of 10 times, you know, like it's a hard thing to wrap your mind around. So it once again, it goes back to understanding how are you going to define failure? How are you going to define success? And if you're defining it strictly as getting a hit or not, then you're going to be in a tough, you know, like in a rude awakening. But if you're defining it as, all right, I was successful because I went up to the plate, I understood what my plan was, and I executed my plan. Now, maybe I didn't get a hit, and that's okay, but I executed my plan. And, you know, having that mentality is basically the best one, especially for baseball, because you are going to fail even when you do things right.